We've got lots of different bits and pieces coming up in today's video, guys. We've got big plugs, we've got grommets, we've got skin, all sorts happening. So this first patient here, you can see, has got this quite large plug. You can almost see it straight away as you look in. Quite a wide canal as well. So they're lovely canals to work on, these wider canals. But what you can see first of all is that this wax is quite soft. It hasn't got that sort of really hard exterior. And that's because this front section here has been coated with olive oil. This patient's been preparing for a few days before they came along to clinic today, and you can see it's really managed to soften this front end up. But as we're chipping away at this one now, you can see the texture is going to change a little bit as we get a bit further on. I'm on my own for the entirety of this week, guys, because the lovely Mr. Taylor Green is actually on annual leave this week, so just me for the videos, but we'll be back to normal with the two of us again next week. So yeah, we will return to the screens really soon. So we just get rid of this outer section. The difficulty when you have this kind of soft front end of the plug is that normally what we do is move the plug from side to side to kind of detach it from the canal walls all the way around. But when the plug is really soft, when you hold on to the front end and move it back and forth, what you're doing is just moving that soft section back and forth on the front, you're not really detaching it. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to remove. But I'm just trying to pull away from the sides as much as I can here. There we go, look at that, just trying to kind of loosen a little bit. You'll see with that front end there, just moving those sections around, trying to lift from the bottom. Usually with these kind of softer plugs, sometimes there's a little bit of a skin layer around the outside, or a sort of keratinous layer, and that tends to sort of hold the plug together. But with the center, they're being really soft and squishy. So you know, I have a food allergy. Imagine if you're the sweets eclairs. I'm presuming you've got those in the US as well. Those kind of things where it's hard on the outside and soft in the middle, or like a chocolate M&M. There you go, you're bound to have those. Yeah, of course we are. So it's coming away really, really well. Now we've got to grip that central section starting to pull. There we go. Look at the size of that plug there. Much, much harder section. That grey material on the outside edge there. Now that was a layer of dead skin. A lot of humidity in the canal, so I had to pop the suction tube in just to take the humidity out so you could see the eardrum there. So just over 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will be popping a card up in the corner here, which will link to another video that I think you guys might enjoy if you enjoyed this one as well. So you can always click that and it'll take you straight through that video. So second patient's compilation, very deep skin plug, this one, guys. So you can see it's how's it ended up this deep? Come on, all scream at your various tablets and phones and laptops and everything else. Yep, patients be using cotton buds. And the reason they use cotton buds is because their ear canal feels really itchy. So they use a cotton bud to give it a good scratch in there. And what it's inadvertently done is push this in. So I did explain to the patient, look, you've got dry skin in here. You're actually making the problem worse by using a cotton bud. You're stripping away your natural oils. So you're better off using some olive oil on a regular basis and it won't feel quite so blocked up. But look at that. That was really compressed down in there, that layer of skin. Now we've got this wax plug down. We've got a sneaky little glimpse of the eardrum there. You can see at the bottom. So you can see how deep this has been pushed down against that eardrum as well. So very, very deep. Let's see if we can grab this. There you go, we've just got the end piece there. I'm just trying to be nice and gentle. I want the whole thing to come out. I don't want anything left down in those recesses if we can help it. And there you go, you can see a very, very deep section there. Patient actually had a previous perforation. You can see that kind of dent to the top right corner. That's a previous perforation. You can actually see the bruising, the blood vessels there on the surface of the eardrum as well, where the patient has been pushing this right down on top of that eardrum. Sorry guys, missed the ruler shot on this one. This was a lovely little kiddie that came through, had grommets fitted a couple of years ago. Grommet had actually come out of their canal, but it was out of their tympanic membrane, was stuck in the canal, a piece of wax, and they couldn't find anyone to remove it. So they phoned us up and said, look, would you be able to do it? I did say, look, as long as it's come out of the eardrum, yes, we can take it out of the ear canal, no problem at all. And it started off really, really easy, but it got stuck just on the outer section of the ear here. And as much as I wiggle this is not budging. You can see it just doesn't want to come out that ear canal. So we're going to switch up tools. We're going to use the Rosen inserter here just to leverage, just to kind of pull this out. I will put this up to the camera in a second so you can see it. So if you don't know what a grommet is, A grommet is used here, well, it's used all over the world, but it's used here in the UK to treat something called glue ear or middle ear effusion, which is really common in children. So it's like a little tube. So you make a nick in the eardrum, suck all the sticky fluid that's out behind it, and from behind it out even. And then you pop the grommet in, and it allows airflow through and allows the drainage to come out. So you can see still quite a, what they call retracted, sucked in eardrum there. That sort of slightly golden colour to the eardrum is usually indicative of a little bit of fluid that's still there as well. So you can see how small this is, 1/8 of an inch. What's that, just under 1/2 centimetre there. So they are teeny tiny. It would be even smaller again if we took that layer of sort of dry blood and skin, dry blood and wax around the outside edge out as well. So we've got another big plug and skin. I think this is how we finish. Yeah, I think this is the last one. I think there were 4 in this one. So we've got this big plug and skin in this one as well. And this is coming sort of, I was going to say, it's not really coming away very easily. You can see it's very, very hardened up here. I think the patient has used a bit of olive oil, but probably just a day or so. That might not be the patient's fault. Sometimes people phone up and we get cancellations and they come in, so they haven't used quite the 2 or 3 days they normally would. So they've used about a day's worth. But we've got the Jobson horn in here now. Great little tool if you've got this flat edge. Look at this. Look how tough that is. You can see how that just flicked off the surface there as well. Oh, sorry guys. As all the way through, but after each wax removal, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will be popping a card up into that corner up there, so you can have a little look. The little black sort of thing will pop up with some writing on it. If you click on that, it's a similar video to the one you've just watched. So if you do think, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that one, I want to go off and look at something similar to that, click on that video. It'll take you through to something similar to that as well. So we're just taking this last little bit away. There we go. You can see it's really starting to come out now. Look at the size of this plug. And this was dry as a bone. It was so dry and tough as old boots as well. Look at that kind of layer of skin at the back end there as well. So you had this hard plug at the front, skin trapped behind it there. So I imagine we're probably not going to see a particularly nice looking eardrum. But look at all that dead skin. You can see it all there. I've got the Jobson horn behind that one. There's tons of it back there. And let's lift this off. You can see we've got a very, very narrow canal. Yeah, it's really, really messy down there as well. Just basically, we talk about this epithelial migration. You've heard me mention this a lot in the video. So epithelial migration, if you're new to the channel, is basically the movement of skin in the ear canal. So it starts off as fresh skin's right in the center of the eardrum there, and it migrates off that, and that's what forms your ear canal wall skin. But it does it very, very slowly. So it's not a quick process at all. But what's been happening here is where we've had this sort of movement of skin, but it hasn't really migrated off the canal. It's almost off the eardrum. It's just sort of formed in layers on the drum rather than coming over. Look at that. There was tons of it in the eardrum, looking a lot better there, but oh my goodness me, there was so much skin in there. So we've got 3 centimeters, 1 1/4 inches. Guys, if you did enjoy the video today, don't forget you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe. If you check out the link tree in the description, if you want to become a member, you're more than welcome to. You still get free videos even if you don't become a member, don't panic. And then you've also got a link to book an appointment with myself, with lovely Mr. Taylor Green as well, if you should need any help with your ears. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another, and I shall see you for the next video on Wednesday. Bye everyone.